Alright guys, what's going on? We're back. We are here to break down the last drum and bass song I just uploaded. I saw a lot of people asking, more in-depth questions about the mix, drum sample selection, a lot of other stuff. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna do a deeper breakdown than the one I did before with a little bit of voiceover. I'm gonna just kind of walk through the mix process to kind of just give y'all a little bit more insight on why I did things. So let's get into it. God damn. Alright guys, so that's basically it for the melody. I'm gonna go through the drums now. Alright guys, and that's basically it for the fuck. Alright guys, so yeah, that's basically all the elements of the track. And now let's put them all together in the mix, man. I'm gonna start off with the kick, which is what I always start off with. So I started with this kick, and all the processing I really did was just to add a soft clipper on this. This isn't really like a cheat code or anything. This is just the soft clipper I've used for years now. I've been using this soft clipper since about 2017. And it works. I've never really found another soft clipper that has replaced it. So this is just what I've used. And I try to lock it in with the sub here. I think all I did on the EQ was, got rid of some of this high end. It just had this weird, like, airy, transient kind of thing onto it that I don't think it needed. And then, of course, side chaining it to the kick. Then I get onto the snare next. Had this weird little ringing in there that I just wanted to get rid of. Add a little bit of top end, but really subtle. And then, same thing. Clip the snare here. Just wanted it to be a little bit more squashed, a little bit heavier. And I had the little bounce snare on there. No processing on the hi-hats. The hi-hats sound great. I just kind of created a pattern with 4 different hi-hats here, all panned differently. And then that nice little open hi-hat that I see a lot of people asking questions about. This is just a kick and a hi-hat being clipped together. You can either use distortion or a soft clipper like I showed y'all earlier. And you send them to the same channel and you soft clip the fucking hell out of both of them. And you get this super just distorted aggressive sound. But I don't need the kick in there anymore, so I just cut everything below 800 hertz and layered that on top with what I already had. Just get something really aggressive sound in there. And then I just have these little shakers that I had rendered out once, and I like to use a lot on some of these drum and bass tracks. I'll put the tremolator on it to kind of just gate it out a little bit. I'm essentially using it kind of like a gate. Tighten the decay of the sound a little bit. And then just panning them left and right. And then just a nice little hi-hat pattern that's got a nice little reverb on it. And that's about it for the drums, guys. And now we move on to the melody. As you're going to see throughout processing with melodies, I really like to duck a lot of low end and low mids out of my sounds because I just really want there to be a nice pocket for my kick and my bass, and I don't want anything to get in the way of it. And you're going to see I cut very aggressively, and you're going to see that on this first sound. Cutting down some low mids and also just getting rid of some high end here. I mean, it's really not doing much, but that's because this sound actually kind of builds up. Little soft pad here, you know, really heavily cutting this, especially on these softer pads. A lot of low end can build up, and I don't need any of that on the track, man. You know what I'm saying? Same thing here, getting rid of some low mids, getting rid of a little bit of 3K here. I think it's just because I felt like this synth was a little too airy, and there are other synths in here that are gonna kind of do the same job, so I don't need two things doing the same thing, right? Now this sound had this super cool bit crushy kind of thing that became a little bit too much, but I still wanted a little bit of it in there, so just low passed it around 3K, 2K actually. And same thing, high passed it around 170, you know, just making sure things are not muddy. There's no build up around these frequencies and stuff. Now this one is like the main gangster texture I'm using on this track, guys. This one, super sweet, man. It has that weird like clicking and pinging in there, and it's just, this thing gives the song a lot of vibe. So I didn't want to mess with it at all. I just wanted to get rid of that low end. Same thing. Don't want to get anything building up. No nastiness. And then the thing that probably had the most processing on it was this vocal, which I used from Arcade. But yeah, the processing for this was all done with a bunch of layers. You're going to see I drowned it in reverb. Decent bit of delay on it too. Tremolo. A little bit of EQ to just get rid of any buildup that might be coming in from the delay and the reverb. And then a reverb after the tremolator that I'm going to automate on and off to kind of just try to fill in the space there a little.